All right, so picture this, right? You walk into this like crazy, luxurious hotel suite, and it's $1.5 million just for one night.
Wow.
And you should be feeling, like you've made it, like on top of the world. But instead, all you can think is, I am so broke. How on earth? How am I going to handle this?
Yeah.
It's a pretty wild situation to start off our deep dive today.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to be looking into the experiences of Danjuma Gladwell, all from his own point of view.
Oh, fantastic.
This guy, his story, it's about this sudden change, like completely unexpected, throws his very logical mind for a loop.
I can imagine.
And leads him to ask a really, really life-changing question.
It's amazing getting to hear it straight from him. His own words.
Yeah.
Danjuma, he was all about using his brain, right?
Right.
First-class honors, believed in, structure and order. And then, bam, practically overnight, he's an orphan, no money, grieving in Lagos. Totally different from the life he was used to, Comfortable.
Yeah.
You almost wonder, how does someone so successful end up in such a tough spot?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
To really get what this moment meant for him, we got to rewind a bit.
Okay.
Go back to his roots.
No offense.
Born in Abeokuta, went to all the best schools, King's College, University of Lagos, total academic star. Then there's his dad, Amos Gladwell, throws another wrench in things.
Oh, how so?
Well, he was this expatriate involved in oil, telecom, even gambling.
Interesting mix.
Yeah, well-respected, had all the right connections. But then there was this, how do I put this?
Yeah.
Serious gambling habit.
Oh, okay.
Danjuma himself calls it disappearing money.
Yeah.
Definitely had a big impact on the family. You ever seen that kind of thing, like contradictions within a family?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's that contrast that gets me,
Yeah.
They look successful, as stable on the outside, but underneath there's this fragility, I guess, from the dad's gambling.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, his mom dies. Super mysterious circumstance.
Oh, that's another layer for sure.
It does. Isolates Danjuma and his sister Susan even more.
Right.
It's like he had a privileged childhood, but not without its emotional baggage,
Yeah.
Shows you outward success doesn't always mean you're ready for what life throws at you.
No, not at all.
Nope.
And all that privilege, it was like a shield,
A buffer, yeah.
Danjuma says himself, he never had to really struggle to survive.
Everything handed to him.
Everything was just there.
Oh.
So after NYSC, he goes to the UK.
Okay.
Life becomes predictable, comfortable, but not exactly exciting.
Quiet, maybe.
Totally different from the storm brewing back home.
Oh, this is where it gets interesting.
This is where it goes downhill.
Okay, tell me.
The dad's gambling gets way worse.
Oh, no.
Debts pile up. They're selling everything off.
Oh, wow.
Then he gets really sick.
That's awful.
It is. Danjuma has to come back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
And it's like a double whammy. His dad dies.
Oh, man.
And he's left with all this debt.
Oh, that's rough.
What's crazy is there's no one to help him,
Really?
Yeah.
No family, no friends.
His sister, Susan, she was deep into her mission work, totally focused on that.
Right.
And his wife, Harriet, she's English, she was like, look, that's your dad's mess, not ours.
Whoa.
So he's totally alone dealing with all this.
Makes you think, how would your support system handle something like that?
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
It makes you appreciate the people you have around you.
For sure.
So he's back in Lagos, this vulnerable state.
Yeah.
And he runs into his friend, Bashir.
Okay.
This guy, he's like the stereotypical Lagos guy.
Yeah.
Loud, loyal.
Haha, I can picture it.
Gives him some support, some normalcy in all the chaos.
It's like that saying, right?
Yeah.
Friends are the family you choose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, out of nowhere, he gets a call from Alhaji Danjuma Aswani's PA.
No way.
Yeah. Rabiu, that was his name.
See, this is why you got to value those connections.
That's true.
Even when things are tough, you never know who might reach out.
No, you don't.
Right.
Now, Alhaji Aswani, this guy, he's a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Fill me in.
Tycoon, philanthropist. Everyone knows his name in Lagos.
Wow.
And there's this rumor that he helped Danjuma's dad way back when.
Huh. Small world.
It is. And what's even crazier, Danjuma was actually named after him.
You're kidding?
Nope. But they'd never actually met.
That's wild.
It's like this almost mythical figure suddenly appears in his life.
It's like something out of a movie.
It really is. Makes you think about how our lives can intertwine in unexpected ways.
It does.
So the meeting happens, and it's not at all what Danjuma expects.
How so?
Well, he thinks it'd be all formal, business-like.
Right.
But Al-Haji welcomes him like he's family.
Oh, that's nice.
It is. And then, get this, he offers him a place to stay.
Okay.
In this crazy expensive hotel suite, 1.5 million naira a night.
Whoa.
And Jim is like, wait, what? He tries to bargain, like, can we get a discount or something?
Uh-huh. I love it.
Can you imagine being in that situation?
Oh, man.
You're broke, you're grieving, and suddenly you're surrounded by all this luxury.
Yeah, it'd be overwhelming.
Totally.
Yeah.
His logical brain is like, this can't be right. Something's off.
Yeah, alarm bells.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Especially remembering all the drama with his dad, wealth, favors, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And in the middle of all this, he realizes something.
What's that?
He hasn't prayed.
Not even once.
Not once since his dad got sick, since he died, nothing.
That's heavy.
It is.
You know, sometimes when things get crazy, we forget the basics.
It's so true.
Yeah, we get caught up in the problems, forget to look beyond them.
Exactly.
Ever happened to you?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So he's thinking about this, how he's been relying on his own logic.
Trying to figure it all out himself.
Yeah, all this uncertainty. And then he has this meeting with Al-Haji.
Okay, this is the big one.
This is where things get really interesting.
All right, tell me.
Al-Haji reveals that Danjuma's dad, he had a hidden stake in his organization.
Like a secret share.
Yeah, worth hundreds of millions.
What?
And Al-Haji protected it all this time.
Wow.
And then he offers Danjuma a job in the company.
Hold on, it's like his luck completely changed.
It's crazy, right?
Totally.
But Danjuma, he doesn't just jump at it.
Really?
He asks for some time to think.
That's smart.
I know, right? Especially considering his situation.
Yeah, he's level-headed.
He is. And then Al-Haji, he does something else unexpected.
What's that?
Gives him $10,000. Just like that.
No way.
It's wild.
See, this is what I mean about connections.
It's true. You never know where help will come from.
Never.
So Danjuma leaves. He's got all these options now, right?
It's a lot to process.
It is. And as he's walking, he realizes something.
Oh, okay.
In all the talks, all the worrying, he never once considered what God wanted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was so focused on the immediate problems.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, he forgot this whole other part of his life.
I think we've all been there.
Yeah, it makes you think, how often do we forget the bigger picture?
Right. Like our values, our beliefs.
Exactly.
We get so caught up in solving the practical stuff.
Yeah, and we forget what really matters.
Yeah.
So then he goes to see his sister, Susan, and her husband.
Okay.
Her husband's a pastor.
Right.
And he asks Danjuma this question.
All right, what is it? I'm on the edge of my seat.
Have you ever asked God what he created you for? Simple question. But for Danjuma, it was huge.
I bet.
He'd never thought about it like that before.
Or never stopped to consider his purpose.
Nope. Too busy meeting the world's expectations.
Makes you think, right?
It does.
Are we chasing goals that actually matter to us?
Deep stuff.
It is.
So he prays, asks for guidance.
Yeah, what happens?
He gets an answer, but not what he expects. It's this clear thought, like a whisper. Start a school.
A school?
Yeah, he's like, seriously.
Yeah.
Now,
Right.
with everything else going on.
Haha. That's a lot to take on.
It is. He didn't know the first thing about running a school.
Sometimes our calling comes out of nowhere.
It's true.
Yeah.
And he had this vision. It wasn't just any school.
Tell me more.
Academics, technology, but also home training.
Like character building.
Exactly. The stuff he felt was missing, you know?
Huh. Interesting.
And he even points out, this is the exact opposite of what his dad would wanted.
Shows how his values changed, right?
Yeah, it's a total shift from the business path his dad had in mind.
Total 180.
Then Al-Haji calls again, this time with a job offer.
Okay.
High-paying position in the UK, financial security, even part ownership of his dad's old businesses.
Oh, that's tempting.
It is everything his logical side would want.
Tough choice.
It was. But Danjuma, he turns it down.
He chooses a school?
He says, God has called me to start a school.
Wow. Al-Haji must have been shocked.
He was surprised for sure.
It's like Danjuma chose faith over money.
Exactly.
You ever had to make a decision that went against what everyone else thought?
Oh, yeah.
It's tough.
It is. But sometimes you got to trust your gut.
You do.
And then, get this, Al-Haji, he writes him a check.
For how much?
500 million naira.
What?
Specifically for the school.
That's unbelievable.
It is so much support for this, like, unconventional path.
Al-Haji's a good guy.
He is very generous.
Yeah.
So Danjuma tells his wife, Harriet, about everything.
How does she take it?
She's all in. She says, if this is truly God, then I'm in.
Oh, that's
It
great.
was a turning point for them. They were really on the same page.
It's amazing how purpose can bring people closer,
It is.
you know?
Yeah,
Shared values, working towards something together.
exactly.
It's powerful.
So fast forward 15 years,
Okay.
the Gladwell Academy, it's not just an idea anymore.
It's real.
Oh yeah, campuses all over Nigeria and Ghana, and they're expanding even more.
Wow, that's incredible.
It is. Everyone came together to help.
Mm.
Harriet, she's handling outreach. Susan's got educational hubs in rural Kogi.
That's awesome.
Bashir's doing logistics. Even Rabiu's doing great in Al-Haji's organization.
A real team effort.
It really is. Shows how one person's vision can impact so many people.
It's inspiring.
It is. And Dan Juma, he still keeps in touch with Al-Haji. Praise for him.
That's sweet.
And he uses the rent money from his UK flat to fund scholarships.
Wow, giving back.
Yeah, it's all thanks to that one question.
That one question changed everything.
It did. The whole point of this deep dive, for me at least,
Yeah.
it's the power of that question. Have you ever asked God what he created you for?
It's easy to forget, right?
So easy, we get busy, we chase success, but are we chasing the right things?
It's a good question for all of us to think about.
Exactly. Whether you're switching careers, feeling stuck, or just wanting more meaning.
Tanjuma's story shows us there's another way.
A way that prioritizes purpose.
Yeah, it's not just about the money.
It's about finding what you were meant to do.
Right, your unique contribution.
So as you've been listening to all this, what's one question you might be overlooking?
A question that could change your life.
And Juma's story shows us sometimes the best answers come from unexpected questions.
The ones that make us think differently.
So think about it. Even after this deep dive ends, what question are you missing?
And who knows, maybe the answer will lead you to your own amazing journey.
Maybe it will. Maybe it will.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
And we'll see you on the next deep dive.
Bye for now.